World IT Show is underway in Busan, showcasing some of Korea's most cutting-edge advances in information technology. Today marks the 20th anniversary of the deadly collapse of the Sungsu Bridge in Seoul, but bridge safety management still leaves much to be desired. And the Ministry of Education held its first public hearing this month on how to reform English language evaluation. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Tuesday, October 21st. I'm Luke Clary. The World IT Show is underway in Busan, and among the interesting entries so far, a wet diaper sensor and a virtual concert featuring a holographic star.
A push of a smartphone button can water and take care of crops at a farm located miles away. When a diaper gets wet, a smartphone makes the sound of a baby crying, triggered by a sensor attached to the diaper.
배뇨 시에 변화하는 온도와 습도의 변화량을 감지해서 그 변화량을 블루투스 무선 기술로 스마트폰으로 알려주는 겁니다.
A ball which recognizes motion can be a playmate for pets, while this spray-like smart pen draws interest of foreign buyers.
Look at what they have and to see the potential of partnering with Korean companies.
The Korean wave, or Hallyu, and IT technology are combined to create a virtual concert with holographic stars. Such application of cutting-edge IT technology is expected to further spread Korean pop culture.
Today marks the 20th anniversary of the deadly collapse of the Sungsu Bridge in Seoul, which resulted in the deaths of 32 people. And 2 decades on, bridge safety management is still lacking.
A 50-meter broken bridge deck floats in the Han River.
우지직 소리 나면서 꽝, 우지직 꽝 소리가 났어요. 잠깐이에요, 그냥. 순간적이에요, 그냥.
It's been 20 years since the Sungsu Bridge collapse, which killed 32 and injured 17. The section where the deck began to collapse has been reinforced with a collapse prevention device made of steel. The device prevents the bridge from falling down into the river immediately should its deck become broken.
이물질 같은 것들이 낄 수가 있어서 진동이 심하면 풀리는 경우가 가끔 있어요.
The temperature of the structure and any deformations are also monitored in real time.
24시간 모니터링을 해서 그 결과를 분석을 해서 시설물이 안전한지 또 보수가 필요한지를 판단하는.
However, the road maintenance budget, which was expanded significantly at one point, began to dwindle in 2004 and decreased by 40% over the past 10 years. Meanwhile, management personnel was cut by 30%.
구조물의 수는 대상 시설물의 수는 늘어났고 수명은 점점 늙어갔고 그런데 유지관리 비용은 줄었다는 것은 뭔가 잘못되어 가고 있다는 얘기죠.
Bridges that are more than 30 years old require higher maintenance costs due to rapid aging. Securing safety budgets for bridge maintenance is an urgent issue, as most of the bridges spanning the Han River were built around 1980.
KBS has obtained an internal report from the North Korean military that gives us a glimpse into what really goes on in North Korea's armed forces under Kim Jong-un's rule. The report describes such serious problems as repeated desertion, rampant starvation, group strikes, and even the killing of a civilian.
The number of desertions have exploded in recent years. That description came from a status report on a North Korean military base from 2012. The report lacks accurate data, but it strongly refers to the seriousness of the desertion of troops there. A 15-year officer reportedly went AWOL for about 30 days each year, while a private was caught selling antiques in Siniju and other cities. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un also issued a personal order to arrest all deserters and solve the problem. It was found that officers fled the military for money or women issues, while privates deserted because of starvation.
제일 먼저 탈영을 하는 것은 배고픔 때문에 탈영을 하고 그 다음으로 탈영을 할 수 있는 그 조건이라는 게 뭐 구타, 예를 들면 그 가혹한 이제 구타 행위라든가 또 군사 훈련이라든가.
Apparently, the military is not free from serious food shortages either. When their rations were slashed, some 30 soldiers refused to participate in training and went on a hunger strike. Such lapses in discipline resulted in civilian casualties as well as losses in private property. In 2012, there were 3 cases of civilians being murdered and 88 cases of robbery and assault, all from a single military base.
The South Korean military proudly developed the nation's K-11 rifles to some fanfare, but the guns have been found to have some serious defects with a tendency to misfire in the presence of magnets. However, the military proceeded with issuing the weapon in spite of its flaws.
The K-11 rifles have been considered the pride of the South Korean military, which developed them for the first time in the world. In addition to ordinary rifle rounds, the core function of this dual-caliber airburst weapon is its 20mm smart grenade launcher, which can strike hidden targets upon exploding in midair. There have been several occasions of grenades exploding inside the rifles, but the military said it had fixed the problem. However, this wasn't the only flaw with the K-11 rifles. A test conducted by the Defense Agency for Technology and Quality showed that the 20mm grenade launchers automatically fired in the presence of magnets. In some cases, the rifles failed to fire altogether. The test revealed that the explosion sensors in the launchers were affected by magnetic fields. The problem could get even more serious if soldiers use this weapon while wearing the latest model of combat helmets, which are equipped with microphones containing magnets.
특전사 요원들은 전투 헬멧 갖다 대면 총이 알아서 나가버리고 아니면 방전돼 버리는 상황이 됩니다.
Some also pointed to the fact that the K-11 rifles, as with any electronic equipment, can misfire even when experiencing minor shocks. This makes them inappropriate for use in battlefields. Despite the Defense Agency for Technology and Quality's refusal to approve the rifles for use in battles, the military assigned the Agency for Defense Development, which developed the weapon, to oversee its quality control and proceed with its use.
The Ministry of Education announced in August that the English section of the country's college scholastic ability test would be scored in an absolute grading system. Now, the first of 3 public hearings this month presented 2 options on how to change the evaluation method.
The first public hearing was held on the absolute grading system for the English section of the nationwide college scholastic ability test, simply called 수능 in Korea, to determine which evaluation method should be used. There are 2 options. They are dividing the scores into 4 or 5 levels or into 9. The 5-level system would fulfill the absolute evaluation requirement, which is to discourage the advantages of excessive grade rankings, while the 9-level system would allow better judgment of students' abilities. The key factor is how many points would separate each level.
한 가지 방식을 기본으로 하면서 이제 그 다른 방식들을 함께 고려하는.
The participants agreed that public education should be normalized, but differed in opinion over whether the absolute grading scale could be a viable solution.
평가 방식만 달라진다면 영어 교육의 그 내용이 달라질 수 있는지에 대한 의문이 있습니다.
수능 영어 절대평가 전환은 좀 영어 교육에 숨통을 틔워준다라고 볼 수 있습니다.
Many projected that the system would not be that effective in reducing the cost of private education.
양극화 현상은 계속 진행될 것이다라고 하는 그런 우려를 갖게 되고요. 사교육비 경감은 거의 없을 것이다.
Some participants also said that the absolute grading system should be applied to all sections of the CSAT in phases. The Ministry of Education will hold 2 more hearings this month before announcing a more detailed plan by the end of the year.
KBS recently reported about artificial fillers causing blindness in some 20 people. Some of the companies producing fillers continue to exaggerate the benefits of their products despite the side effects.
Facial filler treatments are in high demand lately because they're simple and don't require hospitalization. Advertisements tout filler products used in the procedures. More than 20 people who were persuaded by the ads to receive the treatment have lost their eyesight, but there is no explanation of the possible side effects.
이제 왼쪽눈은 완전 실명 상태고 충분히 설명을 해주시고 위험하다라는 걸.
50 filler products have been reported to the Ministry of Food and Drug Safety as inappropriate for use in areas around and between the eyes. 12 of these are still being falsely advertised on the internet as being fit for use on any part of the face. These products account for over 70% of fillers used in Korea. As authorities step up the crackdown, companies importing and producing facial fillers are passing the blame to doctors, claiming that blindness caused by fillers can be prevented if the surgeons perform the procedures properly.
의사분들도 자기들이 잘 알고 쓰면 부작용 우려가 없다는 거를 전제에 두고 그렇게 그냥 돼버린 것 같아요.
The Korea Retina Society warns that facial fillers can cause blindness even when they are injected in the nasal bridge and smile lines, which are located relatively far from the eyes. Strengthening regulations to manage artificial facial fillers is an urgent task to prevent serious side effects such as blindness.
Osteoporosis is known to mainly affect women after menopause. However, more and more men are developing osteoporosis as they're more likely to smoke or drink without exercising regularly.
This 40-year-old man named Tae Byung-won smoked a pack of cigarettes every day for the last 20 years. He drinks alcohol 3 times a week, more than 2 bottles of the rice wine soju at a time. He was diagnosed with osteoporosis after a bone density examination.
키가 많이 줄어들었다는 거에 대해서 굉장히 좀 저렇게 줄어들었나 할 정도였고 골다공증이라고 생각을 전혀 안 했었는데.
A Korean Endocrine Society study shows that 5 out of 10 men aged 50 or above have osteoporosis or osteopenia. The rate of male osteoporosis patients who die from thigh bone fractures is 1.3 times as high as their female counterparts. Drinking excessively is a major threat to the bone health of men.
과다한 음주를 하게 되면은 뼈의 원료가 되는 칼슘이 소변으로 빠지게 된다라고 알려져 있기 때문에 또 뼈가 좋아질 수가 없고요.
As is smoking, which can factor in developing osteoporosis as it prevents the creation of osteoblast or bone-forming cells. Also, a recent study found that men with osteoporosis are more vulnerable to heart diseases.
뼈의 생성과 파괴에 관련된 생화학 물질이 심혈관 질환 환자한테서 상승되는 그런 연구 결과가 많이 발표됐었습니다.
To keep their bones healthy and to prevent osteoporosis, medical experts advise men in their 50s or older to receive a bone density examination, refrain from smoking and drinking, and partake in aerobic exercise more than twice a week.
Singer Seo Tae-ji has returned to the stage after a 5-year hiatus, and in a news conference, the singer explained that in the new album he expressed the happiness he feels when he's with his wife and daughter. This and more coming up on today's Entertainment News.
Singer Seo Tae-ji has returned looking as youthful as ever, but there is one change for the singer. He has become a devoted, loving father. Seo expressed his love for his family several times in front of a huge picture imagining his daughter as a 7-year-old.
음악 자체가 제 딸이 좀 커서 이해해줄 수 있을 만한 노래였으면 좋겠다는 생각을 했고요.
In a concert last week, Seo introduced himself as a singer who has passed his heyday, but songs from his new album have ranked high on music charts. Idol boy band Beast's new mini-album Time has topped 9 real-time music charts. The title song, 12:30, is about the sorrow-filled breakup of a couple who is depicted as a clock's 2 hands pointing in opposite directions. The 6 members' delicate voices blend harmoniously with the emotional piano accompaniment.
I've known Billy Crystal for almost 40 years.
Jay Leno, the longtime host of The Tonight Show, was awarded the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor. Named after novelist and humorist Mark Twain, the prestigious prize is given to comedians who have had a major influence on society.
Whispering, and they made me stay upstairs.
Lighting can make a world of difference in decor. And if you want to spice things up in your home or celebrate the arrival of autumn with the help of lighting, here's how. Many people resort to wallpaper and furniture to change their home decor, but few know that lighting also plays a critical part in interior decoration. One company manufacturing lighting products tested the effect of lighting. We set up a small house in downtown Seoul. We asked citizens to estimate the value of the same space when using only fluorescent lamps and when using them in combination with accentuating lights. The respondents said the second version looked 18 times more expensive. This demonstrates the effect of lighting in interior decoration. Energy-saving and environmentally friendly LED lights are especially popular these days. LED lamps' lifespan is 40,000 hours, which is over 40 times the lifespan of incandescent lamps. Thanks to their long lifespan, LED lamps are mostly installed in places where replacing light bulbs is not easy. If you want to add more fun to your LED lamps during their long use, just replace their shades. We visited a family that wants to change its home decor. An interior decoration expert was also invited. The family decided to change the lighting to create an atmosphere of autumn. For the kitchen, the family chose a pendant light fixture. In the master bedroom, the lighting was installed on the floor to create a warm feeling and minimize sleep disruption. As for the living room, a standing lamp was added to spice up the decor. The shades were replaced to match the autumn mood.
집안의 조명으로 인테리어를 할 때는 조명의 밝기도 중요하지만 색이 중요합니다. 공간의 성격에 따라 조명의 색을 결정해야 하는데요. 거실과 침실은 편안하면서도 따뜻한 분위기를 불러올 수 있도록 주황빛이나 노란빛의 전구를 설치하면 됩니다. 공부방과 서재는 전체 조명색은 거실 침실과 같게 하고 책상 위의 스탠드는 하얀빛으로 밝게 하여 분위기도 살리고 일의 효율성도 높일 수 있습니다.
Here's the new look. This home looks much cozier now. With the help of warm colors, you can make your home look completely different.
무거운 느낌이 있는데 색깔 조명이 들어가니까 분위기도 있고 가을 분위기가 나네요. 온 집안에. 예.
If you want to make your home look cozy and beautiful at the same time, new lighting may be the answer. Now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again at the same time tomorrow. Goodbye.